Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of peace, human rights, and those who are against the criminal and justice system, mass incarceration, and all those forces that would deny us the right to be free people on this earth that God made for all of us. My name is Dr. Randy Short, and I have the honor of having activist-in-chief, Brother Dwayne Davis from the city of Baltimore. Don't even think about the wire. And he's here to give us a follow-up segment talking about a situation that should concern you, about a civil liberties group that's supposed to look out for the rights of people. Some of us know it as the American Civil Liberties Union, but I would suspect our guest has perhaps his own word for the A and the CLU. Without further ado, good evening and welcome, Mr. Davis.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. This letter here that I have in my possession was sent to the Civil Liberties Union while I was locked up last year. It's timed and dated and has a stamp right here from a notary public to make it all legal. The American Civil Liberties Union is posted to protect the rights of individuals, the class of people, and you got over 1,400 inmates in the Department of Corrections in Baltimore County that their rights are not protected. The public defenders don't defend them with the due diligence of the law. Now, my lawyer had this in his possession and refused to give it to the judge and refused to give it to the ACLU. I'm going to open it right now and I'm going to read it to you. This was the letter that I sent. And on the front of the letter, right here, is a legal notice talking about the terrorist activity and our false imprisonment in the state of Illinois that I was talking about earlier. This was in my lawyer's possession, and I should have been released from Baltimore, all right? And got Governor O'Malley's name on it. It's stamped and dated. It's perfectly legal. This is a letter from President Barack Obama asking for a full investigation about the incarceration in the state of Illinois, because I did a undercover independent investigation about the penal system in the state of Illinois and Maryland. It was a Whistleblowers Act, and President Obama asked for the investigation. It says it right here. I'm the subject of the investigation. Right here is a letter from me, from Barbara Mikulski, Congressman Cummings, Patrick Fitzgerald, Lisa Madigan, telling them I'm making a documentary about the judicial system. It's timed and dated February 2009, long before I got locked up. Matter of fact, 2 years and 2 days before I got locked up. It's right here. Since they took my paper and pen, I had to read and write on the back of the envelopes for what I'm doing. I gotta read this to y'all. And this was to the ACLU. It says, "Dear Deborah A. Leon, or Gion, I am writing you this letter because I saw an article in the Baltimore Sun and said you stood up for the officer. Well, I've been making a documentary and writing a book about racism in the judicial system. I have been denied due process, equal protection under the law, by the law. There are over 135 inmates that have asked me to contact the ACLU on their behalf in the state of Illinois and Maryland. My lawyer, Mr. Saunders, is representing me without the due diligence of the law. He is a patient man. He is an honest man. I don't trust him, but there are inmates in this facility that are being denied due process, equal protection, and countless other civil, human, and constitutional rights violations. And you'll review the letter. If you review the letter and get the material I sent Mr. Saunders from the NAACP, I hope it will move you to get involved in the inmates on behalf of the Baltimore County Detention Correctional Centers. Senator/President Barack Obama asked for a full investigation in 2008, and the rest of the material is self-explanatory. I was and am making a documentary, and I named the names of officials involved in the play-to-play politics that directly affect the underclass in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Maryland, as well as Illinois. No one has ever attempted to expose the judicial system the way I have done. Everything is on Facebook, YouTube, and MySpace. My lawyer is capable of defending me, but he and you together can help so many others. I made the ultimate sacrifice of self. I don't want this done in vain. That's why I am respectfully asking the ACLU to get involved. I will be awaiting a response from your office one way or another, at least to ensure delivery of this letter. Freedom is not free. But this is not just about me. It's about the various minorities that suffer behind a racially biased judicial system. Knowingly and willingly filing false charges against innocent people is against the Constitution and violates the civil liberties of those individuals. I hope this letter doesn't fall on deaf ears. I just want to be man enough to stand up against it. These are the letters, and this is the article in the Baltimore Sun talking about the Facebook page and an officer that they denied a job to because of his Facebook page. I use Facebook page because it's an international, so it's a social medium to expose the corruption that's going on. Plus, it's our way of using the media because the mainstream media is not going to get our stories out. That's basically what the ACLU knew. That's what the lawyers knew, and that's why we need to hold our judicial system accountable. This is legal mail. This is official. It's the truth about our judicial system.
So where does your case stand?
I won my case. Now I'm in the process of filing a civil suit. But to file a civil suit, I got to get all the information and the property back, and that's what I'm doing now. And in the meantime, in the between time, I got a new job. I'm a professional pisser offer. Everybody can't do this. I do it for a living, and I'm gonna hold those officials accountable. Just like P.D. Green. And I'm the new one.
Keep it real. Keep the faith. This is Dr. Randy Short for Dignity Productions in conjunction with Education for Peace Studios with our producer-in-chief, Ms. Jocelyn Lawrence. We thank you. Share this. Stand up. Speak up. Fight for your rights. God bless you.